and turn him from loyal wolf to feral animal. She knew the moment it overwhelmed his system, his brown eyes dilating to pure obsidian. Fur erupted from his skin, and his fingers lengthened into claws. It didn't matter that he fought against her. Magic as dark as hers trumped free will every time. Sloane leaned forward and ran her tongue over the ridges of his abdomen to where his heart beat in his chest. "How about now? Are you ready to do as you're told?" she asked again. He snarled at her once more, but this time it wasn't out of hatred. This time, it was because he would do anything to sate the monster inside him. His wolf was hers to control. It sought to claim anything and everything in its path in its quest to find its mate. All Sloane had to do was promise she would bring him back. "Sebastian is waiting for you, but I need my army first. I'll give him back to you if you give me what I want." "Mate!" he howled and thrashed against the restraints. "Dorian!" Sloane raised a brow. That was a new name. Usually his wolf called for Sebastian. Her research had revealed that Sebastian had been a hybrid, wolf and witch, who died. Sloane used that to her advantage. She couldn't bring back his mate any more than she could bring back her own mother. Without the body and fresh blood, it was impossible. But his wolf didn't know that. Occasionally, he would call for Emery and her baby, in which case she'd weave an illusion of her torturing them to get him to comply. But Dorian was a new thread to pull. "Who is Dorian?" Mate, fated," his wolf growled. "Dorian," he growled again, and this time the metal of the restraints groaned in protest. Sloane stepped back, and a trickle of fear slid down her spine. If he broke free, she wasn't in a good position to stop him from tearing her apart. She turned away from him and smoothed the front of her coat as she inhaled a steadying breath. "Turn the humans, and I'll find Dorian." A low growl was all she got in response. Exiting the room, she nodded at Wren on the other side of the two-way mirror, signaling for her to open the door that would allow the first 5 drugged humans to enter. The moment they did, the wolf would be released to do his job. And then it would be rinse and repeat until morning, when the full moon receded below the horizon. "Who the hell is Dorian?" she asked. Wren shrugged. It still struck Sloane as concerning that Wren chose to side with her over her sister. They'd been best friends, but it was only because Wren was tasked with babysitting Emery. Wren felt overlooked. As the daughter of Vishna's sister, she believed that she should have been in line to rule. The best she could hope for was a seat in the inner circle. Apparently, she'd always been fascinated with the darker side of magic, and now that the coven was destroyed, Wren had every intention of becoming Sloane's second-in-command. And she was good at it. More ruthless than half the elders who'd come before her. Jessie, who had stood silently behind Wren until that moment, spoke up. "He's August's right hand." Sloane's eyes widened. "August has a fucking fae on his side, and you didn't think this was imperative information?" If Jessie had been a pain in the ass when they were culling women, she was even more so now. But Sloane couldn't deny she'd been useful. Jessie brought with her extensive knowledge of the castle and the vampires who lived there, far more than Sloane would have been able to find out herself. Then again, Sloane hadn't been willing to spread her legs for the king. Jessie tossed her blonde hair over her shoulder. "I didn't know he was a fae. What the hell is a fae, anyways?" "Never mind. Wren, find me everything you can on the fae, and why the hell August has one as his second." Screams erupted from the other side of the glass as their prisoner went to work, ripping open the chests of the humans and slicing through their hearts. Only half of them would survive the change, and, among those, only half would survive the spell that would instill bloodlust and prolong their lives. But those who did would be loyal only to her. They would become an unstoppable force to be reckoned with. "The dead are piling up, mistress. Where would you like us to dispose of them?" She'd been careful thus far not to let Emery and August know what she was up to, but seeing as she'd almost amassed the army she